Good composition is a little like good art. Even when people aren't aware of all that goes into it, they still know what they like. Before you frame your image, you need to figure out the message you want to send. That doesn't mean you need to spend hours thinking about your photo. Just try to keep these few things in mind. First, what do you want to say? Some good photos make statements. Others try to create humor. If you know what kind of message you want to send and who your audience is, you're a step ahead. Next, what's your main subject? No matter what you're shooting, your photo should always have one main subject. Even if it's a group of people posing for a portrait, choose one person or object to focus on, and let the others create an interesting background. Most of the time, your main subject is also your center of interest. And unless you're shooting portraits or close-ups, it probably shouldn't be centered. Your subject should be in a place that attracts the eye and makes people want to look at the rest of the image. DSLR shooters are less likely to fall into the trap of shooting all photos horizontally. A DSLR easily pivots between vertical and horizontal orientations, so you can choose based on whatever you're shooting. The way you set up your shot determines how the viewer's eye will roam around the picture, so there should be a smooth path to follow, starting with your main subject and progressing to the other interesting elements in the photo. One common practice is to employ what photographers call the rule of thirds, which suggests you mentally divide your photo into equal thirds, both horizontally and vertically. One way to think about the rule of thirds is to imagine a tic-tac-toe board placed across your photo. The main focus should be placed along the lines or at the intersection of lines. This method helps create a nice balance in your image. So where should you stand? A high angle provides a much different view than a low angle, and shooting at eye level can be boring. So try to mix it up a bit. Getting close emphasizes the subject in the foreground and minimizes the background. Backing away can make the foreground look more expansive. You change your shooting angle by physically moving. But remember that you can get a specific distance by zooming, switching to a different lens, or taking some steps forward or back. Finally, backgrounds can make or break a photo. Sometimes you want a plain background to keep people looking at the center of interest. Other times the background is part of the composition and adds interest. There's lots of things to think about when it comes to composition. Remember, it's a really important part of the photo and it shouldn't be taken lightly.